Hey! Welcome back to East Ink. The rain is picking up this week. Perfect weather to stay inside and watch something that'll keep you thinking for days. Today we're going to China. And this one is different from anything we've covered before. This is a story about a man who made 3 rules. Rules he forced everyone around him to follow. Rules he defended with absolute certainty. And then he shattered every single one. By the end of this video, you'll understand why he did it. And it might be the most devastating reason you've ever heard. This is Link Click. Rule 1, you can only see 12 hours after the photo was taken. Rule 2, follow my instructions. Don't improvise. Rule 3. The most important one. Never change the past. These are Lu Guang's rules. He doesn't negotiate them. He doesn't bend them. These 3 rules are the foundation of everything he does. And by the end of this story, he will have broken all 3. Not by accident. Not because someone forced him. Because his best friend died. And no rule, not even his own, was worth more than bringing him back. In a quiet corner of some unnamed Chinese city, there's a photo studio called Time Photo Studio. From the outside, it looks like any other small business. A bit rundown, not many customers. But inside, 2 young men run a service that shouldn't be possible. Cheng Xiaoshi is 21 years old. Impulsive. Sarcastic. And way too emotional for his own good. He grew up without parents. They disappeared when he was a child. And he was raised by his friend Haoling's family. His ability, he can dive into any photograph and take over the body of the person who took it. Not just observe. Inhabit. He sees what they saw, hears what they heard, and, this is the part that matters, feels what they felt. His partner is Lu Guang. Calm. Precise. Almost unnervingly controlled. Lu Guang can see everything that happens within 12 hours after a photograph was taken. While Xiaoshi is inside the photo, Lu Guang watches the timeline from outside and sends instructions through a telepathic link. To activate the dive, they high-five. One touch, and Xiaoshi is pulled into the past. Their clients are ordinary people with one thing in common: regret. A lost recipe. A missing child. A confession that was never made. Xiaoshi goes in. Does the job. Gets out. Lu Guang makes sure nothing goes wrong. And the rules, Lu Guang's 3 rules, exist for a reason. Because changing the past doesn't fix things. It breaks something else. The very first case proves it. A woman named Emma hires them to investigate suspected fraud at her company. Xiaoshi dives in, takes over the photographer's body, and starts digging around. Simple job. Routine. But while he's inside, Xiaoshi makes a small change. Nothing dramatic. A tiny detail that seems harmless. When he comes back to the present, Emma is dead. She fell from a bridge. And her eyes, just before she went over, turned red. One small interference. One ripple in the timeline. And a woman who was alive before the dive is now gone. This is what never change the past means. Lu Guang didn't make that rule because he's rigid. He didn't make it because he lacks compassion. He made it because he knows, one touch, one well-meaning choice, one small impulse, can destroy a life. Xiaoshi will carry the weight of Emma's death for the rest of the story. And we, the audience, will remember this moment. Because later, when the biggest rule gets broken, we'll understand exactly what's at stake. The cases keep coming, and something darker begins to surface underneath them. A serial killer named Liu Min is terrorizing the city. The police ask Xiaoshi and Lu Guang for help. They dive in, track the killer down, and Liu Min is arrested. Case closed. Or so it seems. Because in custody, with no warning, Liu Min's eyes turn red. The same red as Emma's. And he strangles himself to death with his own handcuffs. Someone is controlling people. Someone with a power that goes beyond anything Xiaoshi and Lu Guang have ever seen. And that someone has been watching them. Then comes the ending of Season 1. Xiaoshi returns from a dive. He's exhausted. He walks into the studio. And standing there is Haoling. Their friend. Their landlord. The one person who's always been safe. Always been normal. Her eyes are red. And she's holding a knife. She stabs Lu Guang. And says, the rules were broken. The game has been reset. Season 2 picks up from the aftermath. Lu Guang survives, barely. But the question burns through every episode that follows: who was controlling Haoling? Who are the red eyes? The answer is Li Tianxun, a man with the ability to control anyone he touches. And his sister, Li Tianxu, a woman who can access other people's sight and memories through photographs. She can't speak. She has been silent her entire life. Together, they are the force behind the red eyes. Tianxun controls. Tianxu sees. And between them, they've been pulling strings across the city. Behind Emma's death, behind Liu Min's suicide, behind the attack on Lu Guang. But their story is not simple villainy. They grew up in a household defined by violence. An abusive father. Abilities that awakened in the worst possible environment. They didn't choose their powers. They survived with them. By the time we meet them, Tianxun has fallen into a partnership with a corrupt lawyer named Qian Jin, a man who's been using Tianxun's ability to commit murders for profit. And Tianxu, the silent sister, is trapped in the middle. Unable to speak. Unable to escape. When the truth comes out, Qian Jin panics. He shoots Tianxu. She dies. But in the moment of her death, her ability doesn't vanish. It transfers to the nearest person. Haoling. Their friend, who doesn't even know she now carries a dead woman's power inside her. And then, at the end of Season 2, Link Click delivers its real blow. Not the villain. Not the conspiracy. Not the red eyes. The truth about Lu Guang. In the original timeline, the real one, Cheng Xiaoshi, died. We don't see exactly how it happened. But we learn that he's gone. And his ability, the power to dive into photographs, transferred to the nearest person when he died. Lu Guang. The man who never had the power to enter the past, now holds it in his hands. And the man who spent every day saying never change the past, looked at a world without his best friend. And changed everything. He dove back. All the way to the beginning. Before the first case. Before Emma. Before the red eyes. He entered a photograph and took over his own past self, and started over. Every scene you watched. Every mission. Every argument. Every high five. That was Lu Guang's second attempt. That was a man rewriting history to save the one person he refused to lose. Think about what this means. Every time Lu Guang said follow the rules, he had already broken them. Every time he told Xiaoshi don't change anything, he was living inside the biggest change imaginable. Every time he seemed cold, controlled, untouchable. He was carrying the memory of a world where Xiaoshi no longer existed. Lu Guang's rules were never abstract principles. They were scars. He knew what happens when you change the past, because he already did it. He knew the cost of interference, because he's been paying it every single day. The rules weren't restrictions. They were a man trying desperately to hold his rewrite together. Trying to prevent the same disaster from happening again. Trying to protect Xiaoshi from the very thing he did to save him. And the cruelest part. He can never tell Xiaoshi any of this. The diver who feels everything is being protected by a navigator who can share nothing. Link Click is not a story about time travel. It's a story about what you're willing to destroy, in yourself, in the rules you believe in the world as you know it, to protect one person. Lu Guang built 3 perfect rules. And when the moment came, when it was Xiaoshi or the rules, he didn't hesitate. He chose his friend. And he's been living inside that choice ever since. Season 3 begins this October. Whatever happens next, whatever the cost of Lu Guang's rewrite turns out to be, one thing is already clear. He'd do it again. Tell me in the comments. If you could dive into one photograph from your past, but you knew you couldn't change a thing, would you still go? This has been East Inc. Thank you for watching.